Hello, everybody. Hello. It's been a really long time. I feel bad because the last episode was like a fucking month ago, and this one's coming out like a month later, and I really don't like to do that. It was recorded on like the 17th of November, so we record it in like the middle of the month, and I intended for it to come out around that time too, because that's consistent with our bi-weekly schedule. But my priorities are shifting a little bit. I want to kind of get back on my YouTube flow. I want to kind of get my life together because, to be honest, for the entire tenure of this podcast, it hasn't been together. I've been spending a lot of my time in like the past few years, especially like while doing this, just kind of dicking around and not really getting my shit together. And this month, I really am trying to get my shit together. And, I hate to say it, but the podcast is just not really one of my priorities because I'm trying to make money and I need to make like YouTube videos. So my presence on the internet isn't going away by like kind of letting this like not being as consistent with this. Like you'll be seeing me even more, and hopefully you'll be seeing me in like a better fashion than just like a podcast episode. I don't intend to stop doing the podcast. I'm not really exactly sure what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to do it monthly or whether I'm just going to like have the episodes come out whenever, but I really don't intend on like stopping this entirely. But I will say that these past 2 weeks where I wasn't working on it or I wasn't thinking about it and I was just focusing on other things that I needed to focus on, I was having a great time. I felt like I was addressing things that I needed to focus on in my life, like that I haven't been addressing for a really long time because I felt obligated to do this. And basically this little beginning part before you start the actual episode is me just kind of saying that these are not going to be bi-weekly anymore. I don't really know what's going to happen. By the next episode, we'll have it a little bit more concrete. I'll tell you whether it's going to be monthly. I'll tell you whether it's just going to be spontaneous. I'm not really sure yet. So just kind of want to start this episode off with that. I love you guys. If anybody is listening to this, thank you so much for listening to me, Manny, talk about fucking movies. And I know that it's not going to be happening nearly as much as it has been before, given the fact that I'm getting busier. But don't worry, it will continue happening. And on the next episode, I'll go into this a lot more with Manny. This episode was recorded like way before I like started feeling this way. So the next episode, which isn't even recorded yet, I know I said it would come out today, but it's not even recorded yet. The next episode will come out sometime in December or January, and we'll go deeper into what's going to happen with Manny and maybe with Lewis then. I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. All right, thank you. Yeah, you can all start recording your audio now. Got to get right into it. Daylight's fucking going away already. What time is it? Oh my god, it's 11:15. Jesus. So little time in the day, it's already over.
Did I have AirPods in?
I just heard that. Speak again.
Should I have AirPods in?
Oh yeah. Yeah, do you have your AirPods?
Yeah.
It's also going to be picking up. We're going to be hearing you through your AirPods, so I wonder how that's going to work. But
there's also, so I think the AirPods mic are pretty good, right? I don't think they're bad. So, and you can connect multiple devices to one AirPod. So if he wants to record with the AirPods and hear us with the AirPods, that's also an option. I don't know if you want to do that this week.
Yeah, it was fine last time when he just like put the phone on the table. It like sounded pretty good. It's just he has to wear the AirPods because the audio from us was getting picked up, and I had to like sit there and like splice it out for like 3 hours, and I'm like, please wear headphones. So everything should be all set now. I think we're good. Finally.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys ate food. I didn't eat anything. I'm starving.
Dude, you were like, it's time. I was like, I have to eat this sandwich. I'm so hungry.
When did you wake up? You said you woke up at 6 and then you went back to sleep. I thought that you had plenty of time to eat. That's why I was like, what, making a sandwich now?
I don't eat right when I wake up.
Right.
You should know this. You don't eat when you wake up.
But I don't eat ever unless like I'm about to die and I need to. I eat right when my hunger bar depletes completely.
You eat for survival.
Yeah. Exactly. But I haven't been. I've been overwhelmed. There's been a lot of shit happening in my life, so I haven't been taking notes on the news and stuff. But there are a couple things that have happened. Drake album dropped. Drake and 21 Savage. Do something for me. Did you listen to it? Did either of you listen to it?
To a few songs. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Me neither. Me
Not
neither.
Yeah. I just haven't been keeping up with like music with like everyone else. I used to, like back in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I never do too, but I always ask Manny just in case, because Manny's always like on top of that stuff. He's like, yeah, new Drake album was great. I heard it in the club while grinding on a bitch, and it was awesome. You there, Manny? Did it fuck up?
Yeah, I'm there, man. I'm just I'm looking at my notes to see if I had anything I watched.
Okay, gotcha. Nothing?
Yeah, not. I watched. I finished Call of the Night.
Oh, okay. What's
And-
your rating? What's your verdict?
If the show doesn't get a season 2, then this is super bad. Like it desperately needs season 2. But as of right now, like the way it ended, like nothing happened in 12 episodes, so it's pretty bad. Even like a 5 out of 10. Yeah, it should get a season 2. Because this first season, 1 through 12 episodes, nothing happens, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So you don't like the first season?
No, it's pretty bad.
Oh wow! Everybody
So
was.
it should get a season 2?
It needs one. Like nothing happened. Nothing. Like
I feel like
progress was made.
I feel like at that point I would just not watch the show.
yeah, I'd just be like, okay, this is a shitty show.
Yeah.
the manga, like the future shit, like actually like something happens that I want to happen. You know what I mean? This season 1, nothing happens. Like he's trying to become a vampire. He does it in season 1. But all he does is like realize his feelings. It's one of those.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really cool anime, but you're saying it's boring.
It is cool, like the concept, but nothing happens in this first season. So
Yeah.
it was pretty bad.
They're gonna do a Promise
Vampires?
Neverland. They're gonna
If
condense the whole
they
thing.
watched season 2, I would watch it.
If
If they made it season 2,
okay.
Vampires are like my favorite mystical.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I fuck with vampires.
I fuck with vampires too. Batman vs. Dracula. Alucard, look! Did you watch anything else?
I feel like I did, but I don't remember.
You said you were
What we
catching
do
up on
in
all
the
of them.
shadows.
We haven't. We need to talk about that movie. That's on my list of movies to
Yeah, I
recommend.
haven't watched the movie either, so
Mhm.
that'd be a cool one to watch.
That would be a very cool one to watch. But
I love the show.
I know the show's great. Manny would love the show too. I know Manny would like eat it up. He'd dig it.
Mm.
But besides that, fucking Kevin Conroy passed away like a week ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really sad. I was playing Multiverses, and his voice is like Batman in Multiverses, and he was like, "Shaggy, your power level is too strong," and I was like, I was like, "Oh no."
We lost that match.
Yeah, I was in tears. I was like, I walked off the stage by accident. I'm sorry. But yeah, that sucks. That like I was having a bad day that day, and I was like on Twitter, and I was like, fuck. It was not good. So that's a shame. I wonder who's gonna be his. I mean, you can't really replace him. What are they gonna do? Gonna get somebody. I don't know who. There's a bunch of people that voice Batman, but no one did it as well as him. If we didn't already watch Mask of the Phantasm, I would recommend it, like because he passed away. But we already watched it. You should watch Mask of the Phantasm, Lewis. It's like the animated Batman movie that looks like the original show, and it's very good. It's like one of the best ones.
I've heard high ratings from like a lot of people.
Yeah. So gotta watch that one. And last time, this happened last time, but we never like talked about it on here. They killed the Migos. They killed Takeoff. He's gone. No, not Takeoff.
Not Takeoff.
No, we finished the podcast, and like immediately when we finished, I was like, damn it, we didn't talk about Takeoff. Or no, I didn't know, and then you both knew, and then I was like, why didn't you guys say anything? And you were like, I don't think you cared about Migos. And I'm like, I love Migos. Fight Night. That was my childhood. When I found out that Takeoff died, I was like, no, not Takeoff. He was which one was he? I don't know. They all look the same, but they're like the Teletubbies.
Yeah, RP to him.
Yeah. It's very sad.
People like took like 2 days to talk about it, and they're like,
well, what do you talk about? It's like there's nothing else to discuss. He got shot. It sucks. Did the guy go to jail? Or you get arrested?
I don't think it's like a Tupac scenario. They don't know.
No. Dude, that is so like if you're the guy that killed Takeoff, you're probably just sitting there like, I am cooling. You know that clip from Menace to Society where like he's watching the video of him like killing the guy in the convenience store, and he go, hell yeah. Like that's probably what the guy's doing right now. There was when they found how they found the Zodiac killer, and they like discovered it like a couple months ago or like last year or something. Yeah. Someone quote tweeted it with like the O-Dog Menace Society thing where he's like, hell yeah, that was me. And I thought that shit was very funny. But that bastard is roaming free. Batman fucking died, and no one can punish the guy who killed Takeoff. We're living in a society. We need Joker to come into this society. We need to put Joker in multiverses and put Joker in the real world.
We have a Joker. He's the Flash.
Yeah. Now he's Patrick Bateman, because now all of his sins are being like very randomly, weirdly cleaned up, washed away, and the movie's gonna come out, and I can't wait to see cringe Ezra Miller, Christian Bale, Homelander, literally Homelander, like doing all this fucked up shit off screen. That's gonna be so funny. I'm excited. Yeah, I don't really know if there's any other news. We're limited on time because we're doing this in the morning. The sun is beaming into my room for the very first time, so maybe we should just get into the stuff. Before we talk about the Black movies, I don't know if we don't have to like do a big discussion, but we all watched One Piece Film Red.
Oh yeah, we did watch that.
Say again?
Forgot we watched that. Yeah, we did watch.
Yeah, I forgot we watched it too. And we don't really have to talk about it because Manny's not a One Piece fan. Me and Lewis like One Piece.
I kind of tried to forget about it.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to remember it either. Yeah, it's we didn't like it. None of us enjoyed it. And I'm like, I would go as far as to say like I'm the One Piece guy out of the group. Like I was the first one to watch it and stuff. And even my friends like didn't like it. We went with Kevin, Keandro. Yeah, it was just us five. And no, Kevin and Ema. It was Kevin and Ema. Yeah, Keandro couldn't come. Keandro was sad that he missed it, but then I was like, yeah, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. It was stupid and boring. Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 10. I don't even know if I really want to sit here and talk about it. I kind of just want to talk about Black Adam. But
the best movie of the year.
Yeah. Suck my dick, Triangle of Sadness, Black Adam. But yeah, do you guys have anything you want to say about the One Piece one?
No, it was extremely boring. If you like K-pop, you might like it. Or J-pop.
Yeah. And I do
like
that. This
movie is not One Piece to me.
Yeah, that's like the main criticism everybody has about it, like not feeling like One Piece. I don't know if you just said that because it was bad or because you felt like it just felt off. Because a lot of people...
It was very off.
Yeah. It was very weird and different. And I like that it was weird and different. Personally, that's like a plus for me. But the movie was just very poorly paced and very boring. And the plot like kind of made no sense, and it made Shanks look like, I don't know. It didn't make Shanks look cool. Not because he was in the movie for 5 minutes, but because like the actual story built around him, like made him do something that was like really questionable. And I just have to pretend like it doesn't exist so that it doesn't taint, the series. It's in this weird thing where it's like kind of canon, kind of not. And I'm just like, I don't want to think about this. So One Piece Stampede and One Piece Film Gold are good. We'll talk about those one day. Or One Piece Movie 6, directed by Mamoru Hosoda, but 3 out of 10. Not going to focus on that too much. Do you have a rating, Lewis? 2. What do you have, Manny? Manny gave it a 4 when we left the theater, but now he gave it a 2. Yeah, it's boring, and I don't like it. I have been listening to the songs though. I have been listening to the songs like very consistently, and every single time I'm jamming, I'm like, "Fuck! I wish this was in a better movie." Damn it.
Yeah. No, some of the songs are bangers.
Yeah. When she started going metal, I was like, "Oh yeah, let's fucking go." But yeah. All right. Black Adam. Let's talk about that. That was the first movie I saw every single movie that we're talking about in theaters. So I didn't take notes on anything. And as a result, we're recording this like very last minute. So no pressure. Don't feel like you have to like, give a deep dive on fucking Black Adam. Because we all saw it in theaters. We saw it on Discount Tuesdays, and they were filled with children. And everybody was like in there. And I should have taken advantage of that. I should have hyped the kids up and been like, "Yeah, guys, Black Adam." And I'm really upset that I didn't do that. But
we did stuff like that. We were having a fun time. We were like,
yeah. I wish I did more though. I wish I screamed for everybody to do it. I was like, "Guys, come on, give Black Adam your energy." But
this isn't Dragon Ball.
It was a very fun movie. The fights were really good. To me, I enjoyed the fights. They were all I needed was like him beating the shit out of everyone, and that's what I got.
The only reason I saw this movie was the only thing that made me unironically want to check it out was the fact that I like him in multiverses and they made him cool in the game, and I was like, all right, I want to see the character even if it's not portrayed well, and I do think that it was kind of cool how they did him. And I did like Dwayne Johnson's like stare at the camera, be mean kind of thing. I liked him being an asshole. A lot of people criticize that, but it was cool. There's a lot of movies that are like bad guy movies and they're not really bad guys. Venom, fucking, I don't know, other people. Well,
The Rock was like started off as a bad guy. They only just recently started turning him into like the like good, strong, bulky guy.
Like really?
In the WWE, he was like a bad guy and stuff. And I think he did it well.
Yeah.
And I think him being like the nice, strong guy, playing the same character every movie, has been like played out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a nice
change of pace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you think, Manny?
I think the movie is better than I thought it was gonna be. Low expectations for DC, so going to this, I was talking big. I remember I was saying we should have hope that the movie's gonna be good. Going into DC movies, I have low expectations, but I had high hopes for this one, and it did do better than I thought it would. So I'm happy for that. I like Black Adam in the comics and the games, and I like him in movie form too. I think Dwayne Johnson did a great job.
You like Dr. Fate too, right?
I love Dr. Fate, one of my favorite DC characters.
Bro, when he fucking died in the movie, I looked at Manny and Manny was like, "No!" Just like facepalm, like, what are they doing? Yeah, this was really fun because it was a Black Adam movie, but they knew that Black Adam was not compelling enough to like carry the movie, so they just added a bunch of other people, and it became like a DC half like, Justice League-y kind of thing, with Black Adam kind of just being the center of it all. And Dr. Fate and all those other guys were like in the mix like entirely. But that was the one thing that surprised me about Black Adam. I was like, oh, this is like barely a Black Adam movie. I'm fucking with this. Okay, cool. And when he was on screen, it wasn't like grating because he was like, the movie was about him, but it wasn't like focused on his fucking backstory or anything. It was just about like him in the now, in the moment, and he was being a bad boy, and I like that. It was cool.
I also loved Hawkman in this one too.
Yeah,
I think he had a good experience. I think Hawkman really like reminded me of Justice League, the TV show, and how Hawkgirl was in that show. So I like how they're always like ready to fight on go. Like they're ready to fight even before like the more overpowered heroes. So I really like how they did Hawkman.
Whenever Hawkman pops up, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Hawkman. I keep thinking it's just Hawkgirl, and whenever Hawkman pops up, I'm like, that's not the one that I know. Hawkgirl is so sick, like from the show. Her design and like the way she looks is like, when I think of Hawk blank, I think of her. So whenever I see Hawkman, I'm like, oh, okay. But he was cool in the movie. He was like the Iron Man dude.
He was really holding his own, like against Black Adam. And I was like, would he really hold his own? But he did it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He might, bro. He might. I don't know. Hawkgirl was pretty strong in the show.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the lore behind her. She's a Hawk girl. Yeah. Got a hammer.
I remember the first episode. She like was smacking Superman.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like before they formed the Justice League, she's like, "Who are you?" And she's like,
"That's dope."
I guess they're pretty strong.
Yeah, but that was cool about the movie. I liked that they had Adam Smasher in it because I like that guy. I like that character. I've seen him in other things, so seeing him in this was cool. The fucking guy from On the Count of Three was in it, and I was like, "Hey, look, it's him. It's the guy." He's alive in this one. So that was cute. It's been a while since we've seen it, but I derived a lot of ironic enjoyment from it. I like Black Adam, and I liked how they implemented the other characters in like the story and how it was still a bad guy movie despite all of that. But I did find like the jokes and some of like the, choices like narratively to be very cliche and like comically cliche to a point where like I found it to be funny in a way that I would say like overall in a more objective sense detracts from like the movie's quality. But that's what I went into it for. I was like, I'm ready to see some cliche trash. And then when like they're, going in the thing and it's very clear that like the guy is like a traitor, and they're like, then later on it's supposed to be like a reveal where he like takes out a gun and he's like, boom, boom, you fucking punched me. It's like, I don't remember what they did before to like kind of tell the audience that he's a traitor or imply that he's a traitor, but it's like they told you and then they revealed it later, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful cringe. I love this. I'm having a great time.
I think it was him just like looking for the crown or something while the cave was.
No, I remember he like a dude just like one of their guys just like fell off the thing, and then she was like, where's Tom? And he's like, took a slip. Like, I don't remember what he said, but he's like, I think he said something along the lines of like, took a bathroom break, and his eyes were like bugged out and he was like all evil, and I'm like, yeah, that guy's a traitor. That guy's a fucking menace. And
when they did not try to hide it.
Say that one more time.
They didn't try to hide that he was a traitor.
Yeah, not at all. But it was very funny when they revealed it, and there were a lot of things just like that in the movie that were just like cliche, factory made, like this is a product type like movie stuff that I at this point love to see because I just find it very funny. A lot of the jokes were like that. The guy had like a joke where he would like listen to music in his car and he would sing to it, and I'm like, oh, that's such a movie joke. That's such like a thing that you put in there, not because you find it funny, but just because like the algorithm was like, all right, what do people find funny in a movie? There's a lot of stuff like that in it. And when it comes to the fight scenes, that's like what everybody was saying about the movie. It's like, oh, the fights are really good. And the fights try like harder than most fight scenes. There's no like people punching each other and then like shaky cam where I can't see what the fuck's going on. Even Black Panther kind of had some of that. But this movie didn't, and I do commend it for that. But in its attempts to be like cool and epic, some of it was like, how do I put this? I've been trying to figure out how to articulate this. Like sometimes they would do like slow-mo in the movie and it would be like, and it would like not be justified by like the context of what's going on, and it's like not cool enough to like warrant it. And sometimes it just happens at random. Like it's not even like a good part to like show in slow-mo. And that stuff was ironic. So like it tries and it does things that other movies do not do. But I think if you were to take the things that it does and put it in like a movie with better fight scenes and like more thoughtful composition, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. So I don't think the fight scenes were like good. I feel comfortable saying that. They tried, but they weren't like fight scenes that I'll go back to and be like, guys, these are some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in like a superhero movie. They're entertaining to watch and they're cool, but they're not like whoa, wow, like that was a really good like move that guy did, or it was just like, it kind of had the Morbius effect of like, oh, I've never seen that thing in a movie before. I've never seen like that visual effect or like that idea expressed before, even if it wasn't executed perfectly. And that's kind of what I consider to be the appeal about it. So if I had to give like a rebuttal to people saying that the fights were good, that's like, that would be my response. But yeah. What did we watched the ending where fucking Hades came out, or who the fuck was it? Like the demon god or something?
I actually don't know. It was just the devil, right? No.
He literally came from fucking hell. He had the thing. Like,
do you know, Manny? I have to look that up because I don't know who that.
It was Satan. He literally looked like Satan. Like, just like.
I don't think. I don't remember if he had a name.
Yeah.
Nah, there's got to be a name. He had like a freaking.
Yeah.
Pentagram on it.
Cool Khan. Like, that's literally like it's like the same thing as Black Panther. It's like,
they call him Cool Khan.
Yeah.
Sabak.
Okay. Yeah. It wasn't very memorable. I didn't remember that name at all.
I didn't really care about that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was really cool to see him get fucking ripped into. Like, that was so metal. I was like, Jesus, like, there's a lot of kids in this theater. I bet one of them was like, woo, go Black Adam. There was one part where like some kid in the theater was like, come on, guys, Black Adam. Like I verbally like heard him like say that out loud, and I was like, this is peak life right here. It was great.
I kind of like when they add like mystical religious type villains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like godly.
Yeah, like God of War.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like those kind of villains.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't very memorable.
Yeah. It escalates the scope and the scale and like the stakes of what's happening by just saying like, dude, they're gonna fight Satan, and like even if he doesn't get any development, it's like, what? Satan? No, that guy's really strong. So yeah, it's always really cool when you see that.
Is Lucifer Marvel or DC? I forget.
The show?
Yeah, it is.
I know
it's Marvel or DC.
I know it's a comic thingy, but I don't even know if it's like Marvel or DC related. But there definitely is some like Marvel or DC Satan equivalent. Maybe it was that guy, and maybe Black Adam just fucking ripped him in two, and now there's no hell, and he saved all of the Hellions. It's gonna start. It's gonna start a whole new arc. But yeah, yeah, that was like the main thing I wanted to say about Black Adam. I'm only realizing now that Dr. Fate's role in the movie was synonymous to Doctor Strange. Like it was like the same thing in Avengers Endgame. And I know that he's like basically the same kind of character, but regardless of that, that was another like I'm only realizing it now in retrospect, but that was another like ironically funny thing. It's like, oh, it's the same fucking thing, and they just like there's not that many ideas that they have with these movies. But he got clipped at the end, and Manny was like, no. So how do you feel about that, Manny?
Yeah, he definitely got.
Mm-hmm.
He got clipped. I love his outfit.
Yeah,
it's shiny, how it should be. I think the helmet looks dope.
Agreed.
Where did his cape come from?
Oh, it's
no,
just
not
like
Dr. Fate.
Black Adam.
Black Adam. Like in the middle of the movie, they just add a cape to him.
Oh, yeah, they add a cape to him, and I remember. I think his outfit comes from just the magic thing, right? Like when he says Shazam, he just gets the outfit, right? Because he's skinny. Oh, we forgot to talk about skinny CGI Rock, but he's skinny, like, deep fake CGI The Rock, and then when he says Shazam, he like goes into big Chungus mode, and I think just because he had a change in morale, it was supposed to be like, look, he's got a new suit now, but like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
The first superhero they had a CGI down.
Yeah, Captain America.
True.
Yeah, they did with Captain. It looked way better in that movie. I remember in that movie being like, wow, he looks so like skinny. And then
this one was very cheesy.
Yeah.
You could like see that it didn't match because his head was still fucking huge.
His head was so big. His neck like naturally goes into like a big like Dwayne Johnson head. So like seeing it on like a tiny like neck and a tiny body is so funny. Like that's another great example of just like the ironic enjoyment like seeping in. That shit was hilarious. And the twist of like the sun not being it was also kind of funny. I thought it was kind of cool, but it was also kind of funny. And seeing him like fight his way out of the prison, it took like 15 minutes for that sequence to finish. I was like, how long is it going to take for you to like get up there? And we were just like watching a montage that was like super long. But yeah, that was hilarious. I like Dr. Fate though. There was a part in the movie where he did the Injustice move, like the "be gone" thought, and I was like, oh god, that's the meme.
Probably my favorite part. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was the part where I was like, hey, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah.
But I really like harp on their outfits because I've never been a fan of Batman vs Superman. Like I never liked Wonder Woman's or Superman's, or I've never liked their costumes. Yeah. I feel like their costumes they're bright red and blue, but in the movies they're like toned out and dark as shit, right?
Yeah.
I like when a hero's outfit like stands out, and when you see like Dr. Fate is like shining gold, and I think it looks dope. I don't remember if Superman in this one like if they changed it, but I hope they do because like. See, this scene in Batman vs Superman, like he's like as dark as Batman, but he's like Superman. It's like so weird. Like, Wonder Woman too, like she comes in and she's like dark as shit. She's like wearing like all black suit pretty much. I was never a fan, so I don't know. I really like I like Black Adam and I like Hawkman's too. I think Hawkman looked dope. And when it comes to the fight scenes, I think the ones I really remember most is just Adam versus Hawk. Just to lead up them like talking their shit, even like their failed like 2-second negotiation.
Yeah.
It was just like, he's like, what, nigga? And they just started fighting.
Yeah.
So I remember I like the fights between them, but even the Sabbath fight, it was kind of like felt underwhelming because like it was kind of boring. I think that's what the movie's lacking most was like a compelling villain. I feel like if this movie had like a Namor, it would have been like way better. But
do you think it would have made sense because Black Adam is kind of supposed to be a bad guy, and even though this is a movie where he like kind of turns good, kind of isn't good by the end, whatever, I think the idea is like he's the baddie, right? So
who's the villain in Venom?
Sabbath's a baddie too.
True, but that makes
I'm not like I'm saying like I don't know, even if Sabbath got more development or something. This is like a memorable like final like villain or battle would have like probably upped the score for me, but
yeah,
Sabbath was just not interesting to me.
Right. Do you feel like have you seen Venom? Okay. Well, I feel like in Venom, you said like Venom has a bad guy. I feel like that is a big reason why Venom feels like.
I said that.
No, Lewis said that. Yeah.
I was asking who the villain was for Venom because I don't remember.
It was another Venom. It was Riot. His name doesn't fucking matter. It was Elon Musk if he was like Riz Ahmed. And then they fought and then at the end Venom's like, "I love you, Eddie." And Eddie's like, "No!" And they fell in the water. Yeah.
Bro, that was basically I love you.
Yeah, he literally said that.
It was like a romance.
Yeah. Oh man, this is Black Adam is in a very similar tier as Venom, where like I find it so ironically enjoyable, like these like factory produced like emotional beats and da-da-da-da-da. But Black Adam did work more than Venom. I will say that. This movie was a lot more like effective in like most of the stuff that it was trying to do. Like the jokes, I love the part where he like lifts the two guys like up into the sky and then he drops one of them and then he drops the other one and Hawkeye was like, "What the fuck? Like I thought you said you weren't gonna kill him." And he's like, "Yes, I waited for you to come up. I wasn't gonna kill him." And I like that. That was like cheeky. That was cute. That was cool. There were some good parts. There were like jokes that actually did work for me. Yeah. I can't think of all of them now, but Black Adam was not the most disappointing thing ever, which is very surprising. It was ironically enjoyable. It kind of delivered on giving like a good Black Adam movie and just being like a fun DC adventure thing. Black Adam was mean. It was cool.
I think the guys like the Twitter guy saying, "Oh, it's the best movie ever," like had us going in like joking about the movie, which made it like a better experience. It was just like, this is gonna be just like fun.
Yeah.
We went in and it was a fun movie. So.
Yeah. It was, if you go in and you like I don't know, if your expectations aren't too high, which why would they be for fucking Black Adam, you'll have fun. Even if you find things ironically enjoyable or unironically. I doubt that anybody will like walk out of this like super like, that was not enjoyable in the slightest. Yeah, it was an enjoyable experience. And then Henry Cavill popped up at the end in a really contrived manner. She like Viola Davis, like Amanda Waller was in the final scene and she was like, what did she say? She was like, "If you leave that country, I'm coming after you." And he's like, oh, like even though plot wise there's no reason why he would leave, he's like, "Who the fuck's gonna stop me?" As if like he has any plans. And then it's like, "I'm gonna send niggas that aren't even on Earth." And he's like, "All right, send them." And then Superman is like right there, even though like you mentioned it, like, oh, she didn't even call him to like come over. Like she just sent him because he knew that Black Adam was gonna be bugging and sounding stupid. So once again, another funny, ironic point in the movie that I thought was cool.
This is gonna be a Superman v
Black Adam. Yeah. Shazam, Superman, and Black Adam. The three like normal guys like fighting each other. Like normal classic superheroes that just like shoot lasers out of their eyes and shit and have capes.
It's gonna be fucking Superman with like kryptonite attached to him versus like two kids.
Just beating the fuck out of him. Boom, 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 boom. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to say about Black Adam. I think I covered all of the main points. So I'm going to give Black Adam a 4 out of 10. What do you guys give it?
I give it a
5, yeah.
Okay, cool. So now let's talk about, ideally, yeah, let's just talk about Black Panther now, because I want to talk about that one more than Black Dynamite right now. So, Black Panther. Wah, 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 wah. How does the song go? Fucking the song in the very beginning where it's like, I don't know. The song that played in the funeral scene was the same song that played when he went to the ancestral plane in the first movie. And I immediately noticed that and I was like, that's fire. That's really cool. But
it's kind of like the same time, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what were you going to say, Lewis?
I was going to say the soundtrack in general was just fire.
Yeah.
Like, I love the soundtrack for Black Panther.
Yeah, I was fucking with it a lot. We all saw this on Monday. We all saw this together with two of our other friends, and I loved it. I had a good time. I have my criticisms, and my criticisms do hold the movie back, like in terms of my like rating and stuff. But I didn't really have any expectations going into it. I was just like interested because it was the Boseman movie, and it delivered. I thought it was really cool. I liked it. It was just long. That was like the main drawback. But what did you think, Manny?
I kind of had going into this. I kind of forgot that this is a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I went into this thinking like this is gonna be like different, but to me it's like it's just so like normal. Like it's exactly what I expect from Marvel, and I don't know why I thought I was gonna be like. I thought this was gonna like flip the script on me, like change up something, but for me it's just like another Marvel movie. But my positive is that I love how they handled all the Chadwick Boseman scenes. Like whenever they show like clips of him and it's like super silent, no music. I like that.
Yeah.
And that's really about it. I think the movies is like
give it a second. It was lagging a bit. Just say that last sentence, like the most recent thing you said.
The Boseman. I liked all the Boseman scenes where like the music cut out and it was just like super silent. I like that. But and I love Namor and his. I think for me Namor was the best part of the movie and everything like going on with him.
Same.
Everything else is just kind of. Just super like normal.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. It's like
it's
nothing really special happened to me,
right?
Or happened in a movie to me. So it's just
it's
another Marvel
it's everything that you would expect from a movie like this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did learn something where it's like I can only watch Marvel movies in the movie theaters. Like it like part of the reason why they're fun is because of like everyone's like has enjoyed them together, and like everyone's seeing like these new things happening with these superheroes that you already know about, and things are changing. But you know, when you take it out of the movie theater, I think you understand that it's a Marvel movie and you need certain things to go along with it. Whereas like if it was just like a regular movie, that's not needed and you can kind of watch it anywhere,
right?
Without the movie theater experience.
Yeah, the Marvel movies, the way they're written and the way they're like paced, it's like not built for the home viewing experience. It's really weird. It's like really Definitely. For the theater, and I don't feel that way with like any other type of movie, even like movies that are big action movies. I guess I feel that way for like, I don't know, maybe like Fast and Furious or like something like that. But something like, I don't know, even other big like action films like Mad Max, Fury Road. I guess that one has a little bit more artistic integrity than like the other ones. But it's not action movies that are the issue. It's like these movies that are built for the theater to be as entertaining as possible for that experience. And they're just going to feel weird if you watch them by yourselves. Like before Love and Thunder, I watched Ragnarok by myself and I was like, this is awful. Like I really didn't enjoy that movie like by myself, and I'm scared to rewatch like some of my favorite ones like in isolation. And even when I do, I actually rewatched the first Black Panther before this, and that one still has that feeling of just kind of like being weirdly paced. And when you watch it by yourself in your room on your like living room TV, you're just like, this is like an odd experience. It feels like there's something missing. And it's because you're not watching it on like the big screen, and it's because you don't have that communal. I think when you go to a theater and it's like a Marvel movie, I think there is like the energy of everyone being there, like what you just said, like takes away some of your cynicism and judgmental part of your brain. Maybe that's not the right vocabulary, but something along those lines. Like just being in a room with everyone else that loves the thing that you love kind of like alleviates issues like pacing or like I don't know, a bad joke or a line that didn't make sense, because you're just like, everyone's laughing, everyone's vibing, and you just can't do that by yourself at home. But I don't know. I wonder if with this one it would be different.
I realized it because like going after we finished watching the movie, I was like, this is like my favorite Marvel movie. And I said that for like
everybody says that right after they finish one.
Multiverse of Madness. And but like, and then I was thinking back and I was like, I don't remember enjoying Multiverse of Madness enough to say that it was my favorite one, because I went on another experience where the movie theater wasn't packed and I saw it again with my family. I was like, this isn't the greatest movie as I thought it was. And so there is definitely the experience of everyone being there and like clapping and enjoying the scenes definitely takes the movie from like a 6 to an 8 on like scenes that aren't that great.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people are. I love like walking down the stairs, like leaving the theater. Every Marvel movie, I hear people being like, that was the best one. And they're like, bro, was that really? You're just gassed right now. And they're like, no, bro, I'm being serious. I remember when we finished Endgame, I was like, I think I turned to Lewis and I was like, that was the best movie I've ever seen. And I really felt that way because like no movie made me feel the way Endgame made me feel. Like when I like sat there and watched it. Same with the anime movies. Like they just kind of have this like energy that like just doesn't really translate well. Like when you're by yourself. Unless
I disagree.
You disagree?
Well, if you're talking about like the One Piece movies or something, then I get your point there. But like Studio Ghibli movie is like
no, I'm talking about like those are way different. I'm talking about like the anime movies that are like trying to capture the same theatrical like oh my god as like a Marvel movie. And I don't know. Even then, I kind of want to take back that statement. Like, I don't know. If I watched the My Hero movie by myself, and it was good. I think those anime movies are better at being fun, like by yourself, than the Marvel ones are. Like, Broly's still fun by itself. But you know, even Dragon Ball Superhero had like movie jokes where it's like, all right, we want like 100 people to laugh at the same time. That's why we're making this joke, you know. And when it doesn't have that, then it feels kind of weird. But nonetheless, I've watched a lot of these movies at home by myself, and with this one, the only thing preventing me from like even considering watching it again is just the length. It's so long, and we've been watching a lot of long movies recently. We watched Triangle of Sadness, which was also like 2 hours and 45 minutes. But Triangle of Sadness had like a big chunk where I was like, cut that out. Take that shit out of there. Like, I don't know if I really need that. This movie, to me, did not have that. There were very few parts where I was like, I don't want to look at this. I'm bored. This sucks. Because I like the characters and I loved the story. So every part with every character I like valued a lot. But I don't know if they were valuable enough to where like they had to be in the movie. They weren't obligatory. They were fun to watch just because I like them. But I feel like for the sake of just brevity and just making the movie like get to the point quicker, I think they just should have cut out some things. Cosmonaut said in his review that you didn't really need the part with the Agent Ross guy, and I kind of agree. I like that he was in the movie. I liked all of his parts, but you could have just like not had that in there, right? Like,
yeah, he definitely wasn't needed.
Yeah.
Honestly, he wasn't needed at all because he was like there warning Wakanda about like everything that was going on, but like it's not like the US even came to attack them or anything.
Right.
I think his part is for the next movie.
Yeah.
Say again?
Everything he's doing is build up for the next movie.
Yeah. This one definitely is like a build up movie. It really is just. This one was like the Chadwick Boseman tribute, and it is just like just building towards the future, and I like that. I think I don't know if you still stand by this, Manny, but like right when the movie finished, your main thing was like it doesn't take a lot of risks and da 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 da, and I think that ties into like what you just said in like the very beginning, where you felt like it's just a normal Marvel movie. But
Yeah.
I feel like this movie. Go ahead.
No, you finish.
I was just gonna say, I feel like this movie is like the position it was in. It wasn't in a place to take risks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It needed to be the Boseman tribute movie, and if fucking Shuri like killed the dude at the end, I feel like it would be like really inappropriate. I don't know if that's what you meant by like take risks, but if we're talking about risks and like surprises, that would be kind of disrespectful. It would be like narratively interesting, but given what this movie is trying to be, and given the fact that it's for Boseman, it would be kind of weird if she like turned into Killmonger at the end.
Well, for me, I completely understand. But when I'm watching it, I knew they was gonna pull a Spider-Man when he was about to kill Green Goblin.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like we just saw this, the same exact thing, and I knew it was gonna happen. And while it was happening, I was just thinking Spider-Man, and I was like, damn, again. Like that shit just came out like this year or last year. Like we just saw it, and I think I like, even though it's like a Chadwick thing, I still think it's like corny. It's like, I think it's just corny because we just saw it with Spider-Man, and it's like, got you right when I want you. No, and it's like, there has to be another way you can write that. There has to, like, it doesn't have to be. No, I can't do it. It has to be another way. I'm tired of seeing this. It's the same thing that happened in The Last of Us 2. It's like, I'm tired of seeing shows and games do this last second right around it. Like, we have to do something. I can't watch a movie and like see them do it and be happy. I will never be happy. I think if they took the risk and say she killed him, it would have been like, oh my God, her loss, Chadwick Boseman's loss made her turn to a demon.
Right, yeah.
She recovers the next movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Manny wanted to see fucking
Attack on Titan.
Fucking burn her pissing on his grave.
I think maybe she like killed him, and then everyone is looking at her like crazy, like, oh my God, like she this child's lost.
Yeah, but you know what would happen? Fucking the Mexican community would be out in an uproar. They're like, yo, it was black fucking Mexicans, and you let the blacks win.
Yeah.
Well, too bad. This is my movie. The Mexicans, they got Batman Beyond. They're chilling, right? Isn't that guy Mexican?
Is he? I thought he was Asian.
Is he?
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Never.
Okay. They got nothing. They only had Neymar, and he was white before.
No, they can claim half of Miles Morales. I know he's Puerto Rican.
They have Speedy Gonzalez.
They only put Speedy Gonzalez in Space Jam 2 after the fact because people said he was racist, and they were like, no, come on, it's Speedy. He's representative.
The Mexicans love Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, but they took him out of Space Jam 2 because they thought he was racist, and the Mexicans were like, I love that guy, and they were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So they were like, we can't fucking win with these guys. Yeah, but I understand. I honestly feel the exact same way. If Boseman didn't pass away, I'd want her to do some Eren Yeager type shit and just be like, man, like, you know. But I do like that Neymar is alive, and I do like that it's setting up for like a future thing. He is like a genuine cool threat to like the MCU. We haven't had one of those in a while. So
yeah, but what would have happened is if he died, his devil fruit would have just went to someone else. And, you know.
Yeah. But yeah. It was
because that's technically what his power is.
Is it?
Technically got a devil fruit. Yeah, because like the way he got his power was because he was born from the girl that ate the flower.
It wouldn't do the One Piece thing though. Like the flower wouldn't pop up randomly somewhere else.
How do you know?
If the MCU just became One Piece, it would be 10 times better.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the final bad guy would be Uta. You'd have like Iron Man being like, "Fuck you, Uta!" Boom. But I understand, and I wouldn't even go as far as say I disagree. I like the ending, and I like the way they did it, and I like how this sets up for the future. And I think at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of like the MCU, I think this is like a direction that I like more. I like for both of them to be alive and to like be able to see both of them in the future, and for them to be the way that they are. But yeah. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, though. Speaking of you saying, this is for me, this is my movie because I'm black. A long time ago on that call, you said that, like about Black Panther. And I don't know if you want to expand on this or if you still stand by this. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I think so.
Okay. Do you want to say it?
You said. I think I know. I don't know if I'm sure.
I think that you said something along the lines of like Black Panther is like an African thing, and nobody in America really cares about Africans. So like they aren't allowed to like it, kind of. I don't know if that's exactly what you said verbatim, but something along in that ilk.
I definitely agree. No one gives a fuck about African stuff. Wakanda comes out, bro. It's facts. I feel like, especially after joining the Navy, like it's different for us because I'm Cape Verdean and everyone in Brockton's Cape Verdean, right? So we're all African. But like, I feel like black people, like American black people, are like as racist to Africans as like a white person. Mm-hmm. And but when Wakanda comes out, hey, yeah, the black movie. No,
that's so true.
Wakanda's in Africa. They're African, like pure blood Africans. You talk shit, African booty scratcher, but you're actually ocean, water. But when Wakanda comes out, oh, black people, yes. No. Fuck out of here, bro. That's how I truly feel.
Africans don't like American blacks either.
That's true. But this is our movie, so don't try to take our movie.
Right.
Why you telling me that? I didn't take the movie.
He's not talking to you. He's talking like this.
He pointed at me. No, I'm just messing.
Yeah.
But when with Africans, I feel like when Africans don't like black people here, it's not like the same. It's not the same like hate that they have for us. The reason why Africans don't like black people like in general is like it's because they think like, oh, the black people here are like gang members, so they thinking like that, and when they come here they don't want their kids mixed up with all that the gang stuff and shit, right? That's what they truly think, and I know that because my uncle he's like that as well. But with the other way around is people are like, it's the same thing, the water, African booty scratcher and shit like that. Right. It's way different. So I stand by that shit. I know it's controversial shit and no one wants to hear it, but that's how I truly feel.
So my question for you now is, do you feel like Black Panther is like the first one? You said you don't even like that movie. Do you feel like it's even an African movie? 'Cause like it's made by like Americans for Americans, and it appropriates African culture for the sake of our entertainment. So do you even like that movie at all?
I think the whole Wakanda thing, not this movie, I think the last one was way more African. But I think the outfits, the getup, the makeup, I think all that shit, like the voice acting as well, I think, or their accents.
Yeah, their accents, I
think it's done genuinely well. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder how it did in Africa.
It did very well. It was extremely successful. Yeah. There were like many places where it was like free, and they could like just go see it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was extremely cool.
I feel like they had to have like African people there making the movie, because a white person not getting the outfits and all that shit, like, right? You know what I mean? They look. Yep. I think it's like it looks too sincere.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
when you're talking about like white people like making it, you're saying like they know they're gonna get like all the black people together and shit. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Well, I wasn't even saying. I guess it's like white people to an extent, but I guess it's like white people to an extent. But you know, it's like directed, and a lot of the people like on the crew, like doing the deed, making the film. You know, the person who made the costumes and stuff. Most of the people at hand were black, but even though they're black, you know, they're Black Americans. So I was like asking from that perspective, where it's like, do you feel like it's disrespectful? Do you feel like do you feel like they're taking it and just using it for their own kind of arbitrary personal gain to like say that they're African when like they might not really care? Because I know that stuff that you're talking about, where it's like African booty scratcher, I feel like that is the byproduct of a immature youth. I don't know if America feels that way. What do you think?
No, I see it too much. I feel like I'm not even like America, like white people. Not even like I seen in my life. I seen more racism towards Africans from Black Americans more than white people. That's my experience.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. But when it comes to like all the Black Americans or white people making the movie, I think they did such a good job that I can't say they disrespected no one. They did. They made it like it looks so sincere, so genuine. So that's good on them. I don't think I'll never like be mad at people for doing a good job, even if they're talking about other cultures. I think all the Mayan stuff in this movie or the Mexican stuff, I think that was also done well. I don't think no Mexican's gonna be mad that some black people made a Mexican thing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that because you didn't get to expand on it last time, so that was nice to hear. But
shout out Cape Verde in this one.
Yeah, shout out Puerto Rico.
Because
well, I don't know if that was like confirmed. I know I told you guys that, but like I don't know how valid
right
that was.
That would be insane if for one shot they went to Cape Verde. They were just like, well, we're gonna put it in the movie and niggas are gonna get gas, so we gotta actually be there. That would be crazy.
Well, I mean, did they do some of the shots in Africa?
Probably not. I don't know.
It is farther. I mean, I guess it would make more sense to do in Puerto Rico.
We'll see.
Shooting Cape Verde because.
Hey, it was dope though.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a globe-trotting adventure, bro. Go ahead.
Cost less money because Puerto Rico is technically a part of America.
Yeah.
But this was like a JoJo Bizarre Adventure movie.
Literally, they went everywhere. They were all around the fucking place trying to get the girl. Doing all this stuff.
Mexico. Wakanda. Yeah, Haiti, Cape Verde.
Every black place, even the water. It was awesome.
Well, that's not a black place.
It was a Mexican place.
The next movie, we're fighting Asians, bro.
We're fighting what?
We're fighting Asians.
Yeah. Well, there was an Asian one already. There was like an Asian hero, Shang-Chi. We saw that one, me and Lewis. You don't. There was an Asian superhero in the same vein as Black Panther, where it's like. That's gonna be very
Shang-Chi versus Black.
Yeah, Shang-Chi versus Black Panther.
Let's get in that debate. Who would win?
I don't know. Shang-Chi's like
why Black Panther? Why? Black Dynamite versus Shang-Chi. But I obviously like. We're not really talking about the movie much, but you know, I love Neymar as well. Like, I was very impressed by him. I went in with like no expectations, and I was like immediately like, dude, he looks awesome. And I think there's a lot of credit to be owed to how like I find him to look cool, because he's a stupid looking character. The fucking wings on his feet are dumb, but they looked awesome. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like it's a JoJo thing. It's like such a weird like thing.
It should look stupid, but it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. And whenever he's like, when he was in Wakanda, like fucking people up, when he like jumped in the air and he was like, I was like, like Neymar's coming. That shit was awesome.
I think that's why what you were saying like a while back, you're like, oh, Superman, like they always make him look dark and stuff. I think that's why they do it, because like they're trying to not make him look stupid. And like the easiest way to do that is just to like blacken the whole outfit and darken it.
Right. But I think
but they did that without that in this movie, which was really cool.
Yeah, and they've been doing that without that in superhero movies in general, like in Marvel. I mean, they still kind of do it here and there with like Captain America and stuff, but the Marvel movies like made a very conscious effort, like we're going to try to inject a little bit of color and a little bit of pizzazz into some of these outfits and some of these things, because that was like the major criticism of the X-Men movies. It's like, why the fuck are they wearing like spandex like black outfits and not their iconic costumes? And they were like, it looks stupid, the yellow spandex looked dumb, and people were like, you're dumb, fuck you, and I guarantee you when X-Men enters the MCU, I guarantee you he's gonna wear some yellow drip of some sort. I'm pretty sure, because people don't like that. People don't like desaturated thing. And red and blue Superman has been in, they did it in like the shitty Justice League because they knew that people wanted that. Suicide Squad, they had like colorful, bombastic outfits. So, I understand what you're saying, but like for the most part, they need to spruce things up. Stop desaturating things. I need to see Superman.
I'm not mad that they didn't use the yellow spandex for Jackman.
Yeah, I don't know if it would work, but I don't know. You could figure it out. You could do something. Change it up. Take the underwear off and like just make it like a onesie or something. Wolverine's cool.
Fucking
yellow he's so cool, but like the yellow is.
Yeah, I don't know if it would work.
Oof.
Right. Yeah.
What were you saying, Manny?
With the yellow, I said just the Kill Bill outfit, but
yeah, yeah.
Track suited him up.
What was I saying? With Superman, I don't want to see Superman dark. It's like you are like the number one hero. Like you should be like the shine in the darkness. You should be like the opposite of Batman. Yeah. Why are you as dark as Batman?
Right.
It works with Batman, but Superman is so strange to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is so strange.
I completely agree. When I watch clips of Man of Steel and I see how his outfit like looks in like normal shots, I'm like, what the fuck? Like he's not. There's like no color like at all. It's insane.
Dark blue. It's like dark as fuck blue.
Yeah.
He's so bright. Like
yeah. In the Snyder
cut, they make him dark and make him like do God shit. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
When he gets awoken in the Snyder cut, like when he comes back to life in that movie, he's wearing the black Superman suit, and it's like it like kind of has so little effect because the normal one like looked had like the same shading. Yeah,
it looks the same. Yeah. It's like okay, you don't even do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
yeah, Namor looked dope. I loved his look. As soon as he pulled up out, like he walked out the water, like, he looks crazy.
Yeah, I love the way they introduced him too, like the water people, just in general. Like they made them look like so fucking cool. Like when they attacked the boat, it made them feel like a real threat. And then when he like entered their thing, it really felt like some Attack on Titan shit. Like, hey, I know things that you do not know. It really was. Man, this movie was just Attack on Titan, a hidden civilization that they didn't know about, wanting to get vengeance, and then, I guess the ending was like them not getting vengeance, avenging a dead character type of thing. It's like, oh my God, it's so similar.
Vengeance might still happen.
Yeah.
They will return.
Yeah, they will return. They'll be like, all right, we did our Bozeman tribute. Now Sherry can go ham. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. But Were you gonna say something, Manny?
No, I thought that was funny. Namor was dope.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He carried the movie. I know. After we watched the movie, I was talking about the negotiations through the movie, and I still think it's just so goofy. I feel like they didn't even like try to like talk things out.
Right. Well, that was Neymar's fault. He was just like,
it was kind of the Queen's fault as well. When she was like, "I'm a snitch to the Americans," like she just like kind of like raised tension. Like he's like, "I'm gonna kill your daughter," but
I don't know. He
was on don't get me wrong. He was already
had her daughter and stuff, and she had to give like an ultimatum.
Yeah, but the ultimatum was so ass.
It was ass. In the moment, I feel like when I heard that line in the moment, my dumb like gamer brain like didn't connect the dots. Like, oh yeah, he has like her daughter. She can't do anything like that. And I feel like they put that line in there just to reiterate to the dumb gamers like me, like, in case you ask this afterwards, why didn't she just notify America? Remember that he had the daughter. Like, I feel like that specific part, I immediately was like, that was a stupid thing for you to say. That was like a dumb line. And like a real, in like a Game of Thrones, like level writing type situation, like that would never be accepted. If anybody like saw that in Game of Thrones, they'd be like, ew, that was stupid. The nuance of like knowing both sides and like the pros and the cons is kind of what makes stuff like that interesting. And that was like a stupid line. But for the most part, I felt like the conversations about like, you do this and like I'll do this to you and like get the girl or, and I need you to help, like get her so I can kill her. And like all the conversations about like, I'll go to war with you if you don't do X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. They all made sense to me, and most of the choices made from those conversations made sense. We can't go into semantics because like none of us took notes, and it's already been like a little while since we saw the movie. But I guess one part that I thought was kind of weird was like if I were in Shuri's shoes when Black Panther's girlfriend came to like save her, when Black Panther's girlfriend like fucking shot the guy. I'll wait if like someone's in the room. No? Okay. When Black Panther's girlfriend like came and like shot the water person, I was like, if I was Shuri, I'd be like, no, leaving now would cause a lot of problems after you just killed one of their people. We're going to stay and we're going to help this person and then maybe we can dip or I don't know, we can talk or something, because she was already kind of on good terms with him or whatever. I don't know. That was like the one part that I was kind of like,
I think because the Americans, like the girl made the contraption, whatever she made, right?
Right.
But the Americans still didn't know shit about Namor and his people. That's why when the Wakanda was like, that's why they thought the Wakandas attacked the boat, and it was like, hey, and when the Wakanda's like, it wasn't us. They're like, who was it then? Another civilization, right? So, and plus the Queen knows that because the dude's been on the phone with her, right? So she knows, like, she could have been like, yo, the Americans don't know about you. You don't have to attack. We will keep the girl in Wakanda. If they
said
do,
that.
we... Huh?
They said like, let us just keep the girl. And he's like, no, I don't want
Yeah, no, but they didn't tell him that the Americans don't know about them. He was like, I feel it. I feel them coming. We have to strike now. But they had no idea. You know what I mean?
He understood that, but his whole idea was like, he understood that in the moment, but he was saying like if that girl was able to like create a device for them, then like they're already like one step like way too close, and I need to eliminate like all possibilities of this like getting out and this like becoming a bigger issue than it currently has been. I think man, I don't feel like I'm explaining it well, but he knew what you're saying. He knew that the Americans didn't know, and his idea was, fucking what did Killmonger say? Conquer before being the conquered. Like he wanted to kind of like die things down. He was doing that's the whole idea. It was like really bad guy type shit. But
I think the stakes wasn't high enough for him to like really have that way of thinking. I feel like if the Americans was like, I feel like if they were truly on him, then he like had this idea, it would have been fine. But it was just a girl and her machine. Like the Americans really didn't have like they had no idea about them, and I feel like he thought they was like on their backs, but they truly had no idea. And it was just the scientists. And if they kept the scientists, everything would have been alright. But I feel like it's funny when you watch the American FBI scenes and they're like, another civilization.
The scientist was only able to do what she did because Wakanda like shared some of their like knowledge, right? I think he explained that. I think he was like, the scientist only became the scientist and created that device because you guys like gave her information that aided her in creating that device. And that information is accessible to everybody. So she's not like this prodigy, like once in a lifetime only person that can possibly do this kind of thing. Someone else can just be a mad scientist and create something, right? Create like the same thing because they really want to find like the vibranium. So especially if it already exists and the government is literally using it, they can probably just make another one. And he's trying to like.
I think when you say the girl's not special or like a super scientist, I think she is because the second she goes to Wakanda, she's like, she starts doing all of this, and then even Zuri, when she was like, "How old are you?" She was like, 19. She's like, 19. Wow, and you made this?
Right.
She's clearly special.
She's special, but she's special in the sense. I feel like with the information she had, there's another special person out there that might do the thing for the government that the guy is like scared of. Especially since one thing already exists. If she's like the prodigy, someone can like look at the thing and be like, "Oh, okay, now I understand it now that you did it. Now I'm going to do it."
But they don't have the thing.
Yeah, but they had it.
Not anymore.
But they were
gone.
But it was in their possession at one point, and if they had it at one point, then they're not going to like, waste the opportunity, use it and like not check the schematics of it or
this is kind of like a like you don't know, you don't like they didn't explain it, so like it's all up to assumptions at that point, right? It's like they could go the route where it's like, oh, she's a prodigy child and her technology is so advanced that no one understands it, even if they have the item with them. Or they could go the route where like, oh, maybe the Americans have the technology already written down or something.
I think the movie was running with the implication that they did have it written down and that they were going to like do something with it and that Namor needed to kind of take action. And when it was writing those things and doing those things that you're saying don't make sense, this is the justification I had in my head while watching the movie. That's like how I rationalized it.
Let's see. I promise you, the next movie, nothing about that machine is gonna have any effect in the story. Right. I can bet you $1,000.
No,
right
of course.
And you know what else? It won't now. I compared this to Attack on Titan. When Eren attacks the whole world, I feel like his stakes are way higher. Like the whole world is on their backs, and they know. So he's like taking ultimate action. Whereas I feel like what I think in this movie, he didn't have the right. I feel like he wasn't in the right to have this mindset to just smack everyone off of this one girl that Wakanda already has taken care of. And I feel like they could have negotiated that better.
He did say in the middle of the movie, he was like, it's not really about the girl.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about the girl anymore at this point. So to your point, that does make sense.
To my point or Manny's point?
I think to Manny's. you guys were talking.
Yeah, we're getting a little confusing. We can stop. We can end this this little conversation here. But I stand on the side of like Neymar's motivations making sense in the context of the film, because you're saying like they might not use the machine, but the conflict that this is clearly going to go in is that people are the world is going to find out about Namor one way or another, and then Namor is going to be like, "See, I told you. If you let me kill the fucking scientist girl, and you let me iron out the kinks, and like people knowing who I am, maybe this wouldn't have fucking happened." So that's
he kills the iron girl. He kills the girl. Then what? Because you were saying they already know about. You were saying they already have information about her contraption. So he kills her. Then what?
When Lewis referenced that part where he was like, "It's not about the girl," he's not saying that he wants to forget about the girl. He's saying that I don't have a grudge against this person specifically. My philosophy of trying to eliminate any possibility of this getting out, because the importance of this secret is something I cannot leave to a 19-year-old girl that found out who we are. Like, if I'm going to kill that government guy that might find us out, and I'm going to kill that guy, I can't have in the back of my head that this woman that's going to go visit her mom every summer, like, possibly, or like call her on the phone or something. I can't have that on my conscience.
Right. That's why she's in Wakanda.
Right. And he trusts Wakanda because they're in like a similar position with the vibranium and stuff. But this is like a civilian of the United States. And, every contingency. Right. So that's my point. We can like end it there. I think I'm okay with it. But I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
I don't know. I think my thing is that I'm comparing it to Attack on Titan, and there is no comparison there.
Right. Right. What was the comparison you made in Attack on Titan? Like what?
I'm saying like Aaron's.
I'm sorry.
When I say no comparison, I'm talking about in writing, like in storytelling. There is no comparison between the two.
Right, between this scenario. Yeah.
The comparison is Aaron attacked the world because the world is on his back, and their threat is coming. This one is like, I felt like he could have chilled. They could have took the girl to Wakanda, and they could have made their truce, and they could have been like covering each other if something happened. But with the girl in Wakanda, he's secure, and they have that friendship. If something happens, they got each other's back. That's.
I agree with that. He is just kind of like very much just like a crazy guy that like even like he doesn't think rationally.
Right.
All the
He's
time.
like Eren, but he didn't. He go ahead. Yeah, the experiences that Eren had definitely rationalized, and the pressure put on them definitely rationalized like that whole. It's funny because like Reiner and them went to like Eren kind of on the Neymar ideology of just like, we got to get them before they get us kind of thing, that was like kind of their point of view. And then Eren's like, all right, I'm going to do the same thing too. You're right, Reiner. So, yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Makes sense. Yeah. But, let's see. This is such a long fucking movie. I feel like there's like so much to talk about. I don't know what else. Okay. I'll say this, and this is something that I don't feel like I've heard anybody else say. The fight scenes in this one, the action sequences, and just overall, the movie had a much more thoughtful degree of like cinematography, a much more, it didn't feel like I was watching a generic superhero movie, kind of like the first Black Panther. It felt like I was watching like a movie, and it was like, kind of trying and making an effort. And I've been trying to find out how to articulate this. It still feels, despite the fact that the shots are good, it doesn't feel meticulously ironed out to where it all feels like it flows together in the best way that a movie with this kind of cinematography possibly can. And I know that sounds like really cynical, and it's like, oh, Allie, why can't you like the Marvel movie that tries? But I feel like there are movies that look like this and look better than this, despite...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like there were scenes where it did look like a movie, and then it would just kind of go back to being like a generic Marvel movie.
And it would be for like half a second, but that half a second like breaks the sync where it's like, oh, okay, this is still like a Marvel movie. Like, to be honest, I didn't feel that way with Doctor Strange, like, at all. Doctor Strange, whenever they were trying, I was like, yeah, they know what they're doing. Like this style and Sam Raimi's like goofy Evil Dead aesthetic is bleeding through like these fight scenes entirely. But Ryan Coogler's aesthetic, quote unquote, it doesn't feel fully formed or fully realized in this film. And I think that is due in part by like the movie trying to be like look the way that it is without fully knowing what it needs to do to like execute that properly. So it just kind of fills in the gaps with like generic Marvel shit. But also the visual effects. I think that there were a lot of parts where they didn't take into account how the visual effects needed to look in the context of like a given moment. Obviously, it did look very well given certain parts, like when they went down to the water place, like that entire sequence when they were like down there looks fantastic, and during like some fight scenes, but a lot of it kind of came off like very I hate to say it, but like artificial. Like sometimes I'll be looking at Wakanda shots and I'm like, you know what? I understand that this is how Wakanda would be lit, but maybe for the sake of dramatic effect, maybe it could be lit slightly dimmer, or like the color grading could be, I don't know, maybe a little desaturated, maybe Zack Snyder it up. I know that's like a weird way of putting it, but like do something to the image. It looks like you just pointed the camera and then put the slow-mo effect on. And I think this movie in many sequences with what it was trying to do needed to do more than that. And there are movies that do have an aesthetic and a style and like a vibe and have visual effects that are conscious of that, and they all blend together to create like a cohesive experience. And I don't feel like this did that. So it's funny because I made this criticism. I kind of said the same thing about Black Adam, but with Black Adam, it was funny. And with this, it was just kind of upsetting. So yeah, I know that was like long-winded and stuff, but I don't know about you guys, but I felt like the visual effects like took me out of it sometimes. I like noticed, I don't know if I just have an eye for it now, but like I noticed like when it looked bad, and it looked bad in many parts. Like when Neymar like came to Wakanda and was like fucking shit up, there were a lot of parts where I'm like, yikes, that one doesn't look good. And that really takes away from like the tone of this movie. Makes it feel very not important, because it feels like they're rushing that aspect of it and not giving the attention they need. Because it's like there's so much like gravitas and weight to like this like story, to have like fuck ups like that, or like I don't want to say half-assed because it's not half-assed, it's rushed, but to have like things not finished in that way is bad. So that's my cynical movie criticism, like jumping in right there. But what else? That was like the main like nitpicky, critiquey thing that I had to say. There were very few jokes in the movie, but there were times where it was good and times where it was bad. There was a whole sequence where they were like trying to take the girl home, and I was just like this whole bit like needs to just like get that out of there.
Well, when they were in the dorm?
Yeah. First off, that was the sickest fucking dorm I've ever seen in my life. Those fucking windows and shit. I was like, excuse me. That is like...
Well, it's MIT, so...
I don't give a... Really? Like, what?
Got money.
They got... I guess so. I guess that black girl was smart enough to wear...
It's like one of the most prestigious schools. You better fucking have a nice dorm.
Yeah, I know, but that was like... That shit was like straight out of the movies. I want to go to MIT and I want to see that dorm. I want anyone who goes in that dorm, if that was like an actual dorm and not like a set, I want anybody who goes there to be like, yo, this is the one from Black Panther. I'm in the MIT dorm. Look, I'm Ironheart. But yeah, I know I'm like dragging it out, but it looked way too amazing. There was like a kitchen.
The fucking ceiling was hella high.
Yeah,
you couldn't even see it.
I was like, the fuck?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like there's so much that could be said, and I'm just trying to get everything out. What did you guys think of Ironheart's like outfit? Like the suit?
Very blocky.
Yeah.
Like the face looked cool, but
Yeah, I know.
Looks slow.
Yeah, she looked like a third-party toy that I buy at like CVS.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's a good description.
She didn't look like an iteration of
I
Iron
like the
Man.
blue one. The blue one.
The blue one looks sick. I like the blue one.
Midnight Angel was fucking.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called? Midnight Angel.
I don't know. Yeah, something along those lines.
That one was sick.
That one was cool. I like that one. Yeah. I don't know how much else there is to say. I like Shuri's outfit. I thought that because she's like a really skinny like person, she would look really weird in like the suit, but she looked gangster. And I think it's because of the context of like her character and like how the suit like looks. It's kind of like a weird mix of like Killmonger's like flashiness, but like T'Challa's like reserved, like, yes, I'm gonna do it kind ofness. It wasn't too flashy, but it wasn't too T'Challa. It was kind of like a cool mix of both. I don't know. I thought it was dope. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to drag it out too much longer. I don't know if I have much more to say. I think I said all the main things that I got off my chest.
I give this a movie 6 and a Marvel 8.
That's a good way of putting it. I like that rating system. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. That's really low for like this movie, but the issues that I have, I feel like there's a good like 7 out of 10 movie buried under the like lack of finesse. So that's my perspective. So it would be a 6 with all like the technical problems of like it not looking and feeling the way that it should feel, but it's a 5 because it's just way too long, and it doesn't need to be 2 hours and 45 minutes. Do you have a rating, Manny?
I'm gonna have 4.
Yeah. All right. Do you like this more than the last one? The last Black Panther.
Remember the last Black Panther, but I think I do.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty.
Yeah, this one is better.
Yeah, I completely agree. I didn't say this, but I
Even
gave.
this,
Say again.
I was gonna say, if I give it to Marvel rating, if I give Infinity War a 10 and Endgame a 10, then this is a 6.
Gotcha.
In Marvel for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like the idea of doing like Marvel ratings. I have my rating system down packed to where like I don't even feel the need to do that. All the Marvel movies kind of fall into like a 4 to 6 bracket, even like Endgame and like Infinity War. I think Infinity War is like a 7, but very few Marvel movies like get to like a 7. So yeah, this one's a 5, and I gave the first Black Panther a 5 as well. It is a much more generic and basic Marvel movie compared to this, but I think that movie has similar issues when it comes to its pacing and when it comes to its like CGI and stuff and its like story that put it in the same ballpark as this. But despite giving that one a 5 and giving this one a 5, I like this one more. So yeah.
I was giving Infinity War a Marvel 10, by the way, not like a real 10.
Yeah. I know. So I wanted to ask Lewis this. I was going to ask him the other day when we were together, but let me ask you now. Now that you've seen every movie in Phase 4 of Marvel, what is the best Phase 4 Marvel movie?
Oh, is Phase 4 done after this?
Yeah, this was the last one.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm thinking about it still, I think I still liked what's it called?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my favorite movie experience.
Right.
And then probably I think I was enjoying Loki a lot in terms of like the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phase 4 wasn't.
I know.
My favorite phase.
It was the filler arc. There was like a bunch of like random shit that like didn't matter, that doesn't progress the story. This was a very weird phase. It felt like nothing was being used. It felt like things were just...
I kind of did like the Eternals too.
Yeah?
Eternals was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which one do you like more, Eternals or Shang-Chi?
Oh, Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was... There were some good ones. But there were a lot of bad ones too. That's why this
yeah.
phase wasn't the best.
The movies were just Black Widow, Thor, Eternals, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, Black Panther, and then the movie The Werewolf by Night OVA thing. It
was very artsy and very different.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. But my favorite is easily Doctor Strange. That's the one that I like the most. And my least favorite would probably be Eternals or Black Widow. But yeah, I like Shang-Chi. I like Black Panther. And I don't even hate Thor. Not gonna lie. Everyone hates that movie, but I thought it was okay. I liked it.
So I think the only reason I liked Eternals was just because they had like a Superman-esque person and like you saw the thing for the first time.
Mm-hmm. The cosmic whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feels yeah. All right, so that was Black Panther. Now we're going to talk about my recommendation. I switched from artsy 3-hour movie that was probably like a masterpiece to Black Dynamite because I thought it was funny that we watched Black Adam, Black Panther, and Black Dynamite, and I was like, black. So
I think it was a good choice.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Speaking of black, have you guys... I'm referencing a clip of Pharrell Williams on the Lion King 2019 red carpet where people are trying to ask him questions about Lion King 2019 and he just goes black like the whole time, like and people are like, but what do you think about the score that you reprised with Hans Zimmer? And he goes, do you know the sky is black and all of space is black? And they're like, yes, Pharrell, black, and I just I thought that was funny. So whenever I say that, that's what I'm referencing. Look it up. Look up black, Pharrell Williams.
Name the episode black.
Yeah, but I recommended Black Dynamite. This has been on my watch list for a very long time. I watched the show when I was younger, and I've heard very good things about the movie from everyone that I know that has seen it. And they were doing a theatrical screening of it at the Art House Theater. I wanted to go with one of you guys, but you both were... Lewis was working and Manny was doing something. So I went by myself, and it was a great experience watching it in the theater. And then I watched it again with Lewis after the fact. Kind of. I fell asleep. But, you know, I watched the movie. And I think it's funny. And I think it's cool. And I love this movie. It is a meme machine. Fucking... But Black Dynamite, I sold drugs to the community. Like, it's just a lot of funny parts. What did you guys think? It
was really funny. It was a really funny movie. There was a lot of goofs, got a lot of laughs, and I think it portrayed what it was going for, like making fun of like other movies that exaggerate like a black person's figure and stuff.
I thought this movie was like expertly done.
Yay!
I think it was so well done. I honestly couldn't believe it while watching it.
Yay! I'm so happy. This movie came out in 2009. If you
2009.
If you don't know that, you would genuinely think like this was made like when it was made.
Like in the 80s. And
yeah.
It's so good. I literally got like, I didn't know what year it came out, and I thought it was an 80s movie, but I recognized the actor, Michael J. White.
Oh, really? What did you recognize him from?
He's an actual like fighter, and there's like a famous clip of him like training. Who's that famous street fighter?
Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, he was training Kimbo Slice. He was showing him like a technique or something, and like that's probably like it has millions of views. So I remember him for that.
Okay.
And I know he fighting shit.
I remember
but
him
yeah,
from The Dark Knight. He's the guy that Joker kills in The Dark Knight. He's like, enough with the clown, and Joker's just like, duh.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
That was him. I forgot.
Yeah. There's some recognizable faces in this movie. Fucking, one of the pimps is like Shocker in Spider-Man, and he's in a bunch of other stuff. But, yeah, he had a funny beard piece that like looked like shit. But give me 1 second. Doing well, Lewis. All right. Yeah. So continue what you were saying, Manny.
yeah, I thought,
I'm so happy that you liked it.
yeah, I didn't know it was made in 2009. So until I recognized that Michael J. White, but I really thought this was an 80s movie. Everyone looks the part, and it's super exaggerated, but everyone looks the part. The hairstyles, the costumes, the look, like the camera work, the zooms in, the sounds, like his theme song, like
the music is like genuinely good.
It's so fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's Dynamite. He's flying a chopper.
yeah. It's so funny, brother. And the music was like way too good for how stupid it was. It was like, Brother Jimmy's dead. He fucking died because Black Dynamite didn't save it. It's so good. Yeah, but I'm so happy that you liked it. Did you know about the show? Have you heard of the show before?
Was it on Adult Swim?
Yes, it was.
I think I saw it on Adult Swim.
Okay.
Back in the day. Gotcha.
I've been aware of the show. I watched it like as it was airing. I really liked the show when I was younger. And I've always, when I found out that it was based off this movie, I was like really excited to like watch it. And yeah, I'm happy you guys enjoyed it. I agree. It is extremely well executed. It is like finesse. Like this is the definition of finesse. And it's so funny that we watch this because in Black Adam and Black Panther, I feel like those movies lack finesse, and Black Adam is ironically enjoyable as a result of like the problems that it has, and Black Panther is like frustratingly not as good as it could be because of it. But Black Adam is so intentionally bad in like every like way that it possibly can be that it's perfect for it. And like it knows like what it is, and it knows like what is good and what is bad. So when it creates something that is bad, it
You're talking about Black Dynamite?
Yeah, I'm talking about Black Dynamite. I might have.
Yeah, you said Black Adam.
Oh, okay. When it's creating something that is bad, it's like it's so much more appreciable. You know, when you do things that are usually ironically enjoyable intentionally, then it like makes the movie like all the better for it. Like it's so much more admirable and stuff. And it's so interesting that we watched this movie like in comparison to Black Adam. And Black Adam, there were things that I feel like this movie did that Black Adam did that in Black Adam weren't ironic, but in this movie they were. And like things that I would laugh at, like, you know, the things like Black Dynamite said you weren't supposed to laugh like when watching Black Adam. And it was hilarious. Are you there, Manny? You're frozen on our screen. Uh-oh. I think he's gone. I think we lost him. Oh no, Manny! Oh no, we gotta wait till he comes back. Last time this happened, his phone died, and I was like, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna have to call him.
He's back. Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. Okay. You can't see me. Yeah, I can. But yeah, I love this movie. I love this movie so much. I guess I'll start by asking, what's your favorite part? Was there like a joke that like really got you like smiling or like slapping your knee or something?
I like when they was figuring out the what's it called, the drug or the drink, and he was like putting the pieces together, and he's like, now put that backwards. He's like,
That was really funny. That was so funny.
He was like, he'd be like, yeah, so Greek is, I forgot he said, Greek is the Roman god of blah. And he's like, yeah, put that backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that scene. But it's the whole thing. Like, every scene is so good. Even like when he was fighting and then his mom or someone called him, he's like, you interrupted my kung fu.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There's a lot of good scenes.
Yeah. And I feel like go ahead.
He's got a fucking small dick. He fucking like, do you want to go on living?
Yeah. He's like,
fucking kills him.
Fucking kills him. He just like gently falls on the table. That shit was hilarious. I feel like this movie, it has like, there were on my second watch, like there were jokes that I didn't even notice or understand the first time. Like in that kung fu scene that you were talking about, there's like a part where Black Dynamite's like fighting all the kung fu people, and I don't know if you noticed this gag, but like the kung fu guy or the person he's fighting is like on the ground, and Black Dynamite like punches him, and then it focuses on him on the ground, and he like runs in the opposite direction, and Black Dynamite is like standing on the other side of like the screen now, and I didn't even like notice that joke like the first time I was watching it. Like the dude who was playing Black Dynamite literally just walked around like while all the sound effects are happening and like stood there as if like, you know, he's super fast. And I love shit like that.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that either.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Another scene I liked was I just had it. It was fuck.
Oh shit.
Damn. I just had it. Oh, when he was like declaring war on everyone that sells drugs, and the one guy's like, "But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs." I was like, bro.
The delivery of that line was so perfect. His face and the way he said it, he was like, "But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community." Black Dynamite was like, I don't care. In the theater, bro, like I was losing my mind, bro. Just imagine like a theater setting where like niggas are like laughing at like everything. I love what made me like add this movie to like my Manny recommendations list and just like wanting to watch it in general was the clip of him like flashbacking to Vietnam. That was like the part that was like, I have to watch this movie, where he's like with his little Chinese knees, and then he looked at me and he's like, he said ching chong waka some Chinese shit, but I knew it as a question, and I knew that in that little boy's eyes he was like, why Black Dynamite, why? That shit was hilarious. It was so funny. I loved it. Yeah. My probably my favorite part. I honestly don't know what my favorite part is. There's so many good ones, but one that like definitely got the biggest laugh out of me is when he's like talking to the girl, the girl that he likes, and he's like at the whore house, and he's like, "Don't worry, baby, and I got this down because Black Dynamite gon' and then the girl comes in and like finishes his sentence, and he's like, "You for real? Shut the fuck up! Oh my fucking god!" Like I thought the theater like went crazy for that one. That one was really good. I love that.
I think like not seeing it in the movie theater was just that's the one where I feel like I should have watched it in the movie theater.
Yeah,
I just didn't have the opportunity to. It was still good watching it like just sitting down, but
right.
I feel like the experience in the movie theater would have been.
Yeah. I've been neglecting going. I used to go to that theater like every single week, but I haven't gone because I'm trying to like save money, and I can't go because like it takes up time and it like fucks up my sleeping schedule. I made an exception for Black Dynamite because I knew what type of movie this was, and I knew that like when I go to that theater and there's like a funny movie, I know it's like a blast, and I knew I was gonna have so much fun. I'm upset that I went by myself. I feel like even if you guys couldn't come, I should have like made an effort to bring like somebody, because I know that it would have been a very nourishing experience for them. But yeah, the fucking there's so many parts. There's so many like funny things. And go ahead.
When they messed up on a line or something, they just like went with it.
Yeah.
He would just like, he would say the wrong line and he would repeat the line, and then they would just like continue the movie.
Yeah, just like there's one scene where the dude like actually hit the guy, and he's like,
He didn't say damn, bro. He was like, the fuck, nigga, what the, and then it like cut to a different thing. I thought it would have been so funny if Bullhorn had like a black eye or had like a bruise on his like face, like after that, to imply that like the guy beat the fuck out of him. I think that would have been like funny if they did that. And then like as you're watching the movie, it like progressively heals because, you know, like it's like the things happening.
The scene where he was with like the main girl, and then she was like, "Black Diamond, you're not about to get." You're not about to get this cookie, and he's just slick talking. He's like, "I've already said you that, blah 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 blah. Can you dig it?" And she was like, I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, dude, I have to use that shit. He's like, "Can you dig it?"
Can you dig it?
She's like, "Damn." I was like, dude, I have to use that once in my life.
I want to use the line, "You're gonna wake the bitches."
Bro, the very first scene was so funny where like, "How you doing, Black Dynamite? That shit was great. That shit was great for me too. This was great." Black Dynamite, "Shut up. You're gonna wake the other bitches." That was a really good line. That was really funny. Yeah, there's just, you're right. It's literally just every scene. Like we could go on and on. Like I love when he's like at the orphanage and like the fucking the kid is on smack and he's like, "I'm gonna smack the smack out of you," or something like that. I forget what he says exactly. And
that was probably my favorite.
That was hilarious. And in the theater, like when the woman was like, "We already tried that. It doesn't work, Black Dynamite," but she said it so casually. She was like, "Don't worry, Black." Like I can't replicate the delivery, but she was like, "We already tried that, Black Dynamite. It doesn't work."
We already tried that. And then he like turns around and he's like, "I can't handle this." Fucking storms out the room.
Yeah. Yeah. And this movie is really funny because in the show, the main like setting, like the main place that he stays at is called the Whorefinage. So it's like his whores and the orphanage like combined. And I watching this, it's like I'm getting the lore of like the story, and I think it's really, really cute and funny. Man, I had something on the tip of my tongue that I wanted to say. Oh, there was a part like this bleeds into what I was saying earlier about like Black Adam being like funny bad and even Black Panther in instances when we were talking about like when the movie like says something obvious to the audience to kind of like make sure the audience gets it. There's a part in Black Dynamite where he flashbacks to like his mom being like, "Don't protect Jimmy, make sure that he doesn't die and he doesn't do drugs." And then there's like a part where it's like, "I'm 18-year-old Black Dynamite and you're 16-year-old Jimmy and you are high as fuck." And it's like in this context it's funny, but in other movies they would do that unironically, like to try to tell the audience like what's happening. So it's like it's perfect. Like it's using the things that I find funny and I like criticize about other movies like as comedy, because it also considers that stuff to be stupid and dumb, and it's just fantastic for it. It's really good. And this movie, despite all of the goofy bullshit, is unironically, like for me personally, like I find it to be cool. I think Black Dynamite is awesome when he's like beating the fuck out of people and he's like going around and like the music plays. It's dope. Like when he fights the president, I'm like, let's go, Black Dynamite.
During that fight, I was like, yo, that fit is fucking nice as drippy as fuck.
Yeah, very drippy. He literally went into the bathroom and was like, "I know I gotta fight the president to save America, but I gotta change my clothes first." Yeah, shit's awesome. I love it. I love that final fight with. Oh no! Easily the biggest laugh in the theater was when he was fighting Dr. Wu, and the ninja star came in and he went, "Ha ha! I threw that shit before I came in the room," and like everybody lost their minds. I lost my fucking mind. That was the first time I saw that. That shit was so fucking funny. I'm sorry. There's so many parts that I think are hilarious that I just have to reference. When Cream Corn out of all the side characters, he was the best side character. I love that guy playing him. Cream Corn, there was a part when he's like, Black Dynamite, I found a helicopter. And Black Dynamite, thanks, Cream Corn. You got a hairpin? He's like, ting, and he like throws it to him, ding. And when the camera cuts back to him, he's making like the stupidest face like of all time. Like I can't even. It was like it was like so dumb, man. I just loved it so much. It was so funny. And when Black Dynamite jumped out the helicopter and it exploded, and he was like, Cream Corn, no! And the green screen like looks like ass. It's like it's so funny. Yeah, that one was good. Yeah. I don't know. I could go on and on. Like literally, it's immaculate. It's perfection. It's so good that there are jokes that like on the second time I didn't notice. To pinpoint another joke I didn't notice that Lewis noticed like when he watched it, in the scene that you said was like one of your favorites where they're explaining like the fucking whatchamacallit, you know, the little Richard little Dick thing, the guy who owns the store, like the
donut shop.
Yeah, the donut shop. And he was like, oh, we're going out of business. Da, da, da. He was in that scene. And like when Cream Corn was like, y'all only got chicken and waffles. And he like in the background, he was like, that's it. And then he like ran out of the thing. So I didn't even notice that. I don't know if you did, but that shit. You noticed that?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah. There's a bunch of shit like that in the movie. Another thing that I noticed was like in the when he's fighting I don't remember the character's name, but when he goes to that place to like fight all those like black guys and he like drives down to like chase that dude. When he's fighting, they throw out he like throws people out the window, and the people he threw out the window are in the next shot like fighting him in the room. It's like if you noticed it, it's such like an invisible joke, and it's like if you get it, then you get it. If you didn't see it, then you didn't see it. And it makes the movie like so rewatchable to like notice like small things like that, you know.
You definitely watch it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I feel like there was one more that like one that I thought was like really smart that I like genuinely didn't get the first time. When Black Dynamite walks in the room and he's like, who's in charge? And the guy's like, sarcastically, I'm in charge. And I thought that I was just stupid and didn't get it. But he said sarcastically because on the script, it said in brackets, like, say this sarcastically. But he just said the word sarcastically, I'm in charge. And if you look at Michael J. White, he looks off camera. He's like, the fuck? What the fuck? I'm here to see the it's like a genuinely intentional joke that like I missed the first time. Yeah. Shit was great. It's a really layered, really dense, great comedy. I love it. It's awesome. What else is there? What else is there to say? Say again?
Nah, I searched up this SAC and spelling sarcastically, and the first thing it was sarcastically.
That's sick. That's sick. Yeah, I feel like there's more compliments that like can be given to this movie. But you know, one thing, the movie reviewer person that I like a lot, he said this about the movie. He's like, the director of this film, like this fictional film that's making these fuck ups, is in and of itself a character. So when you watch the fuck up and you're like trying to think about what they were trying to do, but you acknowledge that they couldn't do what they were trying to do because it's like fucked up. It's like it's from the perspective of the fake director, you know? So you're looking at it from that point of view and you're trying to think like, you know, what was this guy trying to do? Why did it like not work? And why is it funny? It's, you know, I said before, I like movies that make me think, and this is a comedy, and it's a pure comedy, but it's a really thoughtful one, and it has like jokes that like get the gears going a little bit, and there are jokes that I even didn't notice on rewatch. So this is a fantastic movie. It's really, really good, and I think I'm ready to give it a rating. I think I'm going to give this one think I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I think this is like one of my favorite comedies ever. I think this is the best parody movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a 9 because I don't see a lot of comedies and I'm like, wow, that's fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Nice. As well. Everything, like, I have no cons. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me neither. What rating did you give it though? Say again. A 9? Nice. Yay. I'm very happy. I'm glad you guys liked it. I've had this one on the back burner for like so long, and this was like the perfect time to recommend it. Perfect movies to contrast it with. Fantastic. Good. Black. We did it, Pharrell. We got them all. All right. So I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. You guys want to wrap it up right there? Is that a pod? You got anything else to say?
Black.
Dynamite. That's what
Yeah. Oh, watch the show. Me and Lewis watched 2 episodes of the show after the fact, and I personally like found it like very good. Like the show is even better in the context of the movie. So if you're ever bored and you want to watch some more Black Dynamite, watch the show. Tyler the creator was in one of the episodes, and it was it's very fun. It's good. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I know it's very early. I hope that you both have a good rest of your day. I am going to head out and focus on some stuff that I need to get done. So I'll see you guys later. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Deuces. Bye-bye.